Hey there riders, Moto Journo Kris here today, and I'm having a first look at Yamaha's MT-03. This is the 2020 model and it's had a number of updates which are making it better than ever. And what's really exciting is these are still 7.3 on the road right away, which is pretty competitive considering kind of the updates in specs that we've seen on these particular models. The first thing you'll no doubt notice is that this has that real strong family resemblance to the MT-10, and that starts with this really large tank which kind of flares out towards the top of the tank and gives you a good bit of room to grasp onto the tank there, as well as a much more futuristic headlight design which actually has a single LED kind of a round headlight which has then got two running lights on top of it as well, which give it quite a transformerish kind of look to it. You've also got LED indicators on the top here and a new LCD dash which really looks the business and is a nice clean dash that gives a really easy view of what's going on with the bike. While we're on the front end, you're also getting a set of taller handlebars which basically just slightly change the ergonomic. Obviously this is a naked bike, it's quite a relaxed motorcycle. However, it's got these nice wide bars. They do kind of come back towards the rider. There's a bit of angle on them which gives them a bit of a sporty edge, but obviously being taller is probably partially because you've got this much bigger tank on the bike, and it's a tank that you really do notice, and it gives it that much larger bike feel, despite the bike still being a nice light and very nimble 321cc entry-level machine. Also on the front end, we're getting the new USD forks. And so we're getting a much sportier overall suspension setup with the USD forks on the front, which obviously are basically, an uprated suspension setup, similar to what we saw the R3 adopt in 2019. And then on top of that, we're also getting a revised shock, which has a stiffer spring and has some revised damping and basically just it's been revised to match that front end, and overall it's a much sportier machine. I remember the old MT-03 as having probably a little bit more relaxed suspension, not nearly as taut, not nearly as sporty, and so in many ways this particular model, the 2020 model, has followed in the R3's footsteps and offered just a sportier overall package. One other feature that we're seeing is that it's got that R1 style swing arm. So basically this has got a extended length swing arm, 573 millimeters, which gives it basically something that Yamaha have been talking about for a while, where they look at their R1 models and you look at the bike to swing arm ratio, and the longer swing arm really helps with the stability side of things, and that's certainly what we've seen on this particular model. It's received that longer swing arm. Now this is the Ice Fluo model, which is very, very similar looking to that MT-10. Obviously this is the MT-03, so it's a much smaller machine, but it's got that same really cool look to it. It's got that interesting matte grey paint. It's got a little bit of a sparkle to it. It does really stand out. I really like this color scheme on the bike because it's something a little bit unusual. You don't see many bikes in this kind of color scheme and add the updated styling, and it's really cool. However, this particular model will also be available in, I think, a Yamaha blue and maybe a tech black. So a blue option, which is kind of the traditional Yamaha, and a black option as well. Now I'm going to be doing a full review on this particular machine, but just to very quickly go over the general specs, we've got that 321cc parallel twin engine, same as what you'll find in the R3, same as what you'll find in the previous MT-03. It's a beautiful power plant, doesn't really need any updates. You've got actually a nice exhaust note on this bike. I was quite impressed by just really how good it is. It's got a little bit of a burble to it, which is nice to see. You're getting the existing brake setup as well, so just a single caliper on that front and of course single on the rear. But it does the job, and it does feel like maybe they've got some stronger or bitier brake pads in this bike than on the R3. So that's just a very quick look at the updates on the latest generation of MT-03. This is the 2020 model. I've got to say I'm quite impressed so far. 780mm seat height. This is a very low seat height and a very narrow bike, so particularly if you're on the shorter side and you're looking for a motorcycle, definitely check out this particular offering, because I think you might be surprised how easy it is to get a foot down. And I'm going to be doing a full review on this bike, which will be out probably sometime next week, so stay tuned for that, and I'll give a much more in-depth look at the new 2020 MT-03, which is available here in Australia for 7.3 right away, which is quite a competitive price if you ask me. If you've enjoyed the video, if you've got any questions about this particular model or any requests about what I can cover in my review, just let me know down below in the comments. Don't forget to hit that notification bell. Let me know your thoughts. As always, stay safe out there, and thanks for watching.